From a very young age, we are taught to go to school, do well, and no matter what, stay in school. Qualify to be among the top one as far as academic performance is concerned. And from that point, we are going to graduate and get our chance to move on to post-secondary education. We are taught that the way to make it in life is to be good when you come to school, because your grades are going to allow for you to get a degree. And that degree is going to be the key that's going to open doors to a great career. And you're going to go on to achieve self-sufficiency and the sense of achieving or manifesting your purpose. We are taught that school is the only way. So many people have, of course, bought into this life philosophy, have gone on to secure very good jobs. But here's the funny thing. When companies conduct polls and go on to ask employees all over the world how satisfied they are with their work, here's where it gets interesting. Over 60%, I believe 66% of people feel emotionally detached from their work. And over 19% are feeling quite miserable doing what they do on a daily basis. So the question becomes, how did we go from going to school, getting a degree, to producing a society of people who are feeling quite miserable with the life that they have actually reached? That is the question. And someone can say, at the end of the day, it is not the company's responsibility to make these employees happy. And I'm going to agree with them to some extent. Because at the end of the day, it is your own personal choice to make the most of whatever you have in front of you. So I can agree. But when we look at the numbers as well, when we look at specifically this thing called lost productivity, and we see that it's costing the global economy over $6 trillion on a yearly basis, then it becomes an eye-opener to simply come to a place where we have to start taking this matter more seriously and trying to figure out how we can help people all over the place reach a place where they become emotionally now attached to their jobs. Number one, when they become emotionally involved in the process of making something happen as far as the life purpose is concerned. And this is exactly what I would like to talk about today. More specifically, what I would like to talk about is how can we come to a place where you can start betting on yourself again. Let's go back again to the very beginning. You go to school with the best intentions, saying to yourself that yes, I have what it takes to make it to the top. But over the years, your teachers, your principal, your guidance counselors start whispering in your ears, saying that you may have this ambition, but you are not good enough to make it as a doctor. You are not good enough to make it as an engineer. So slowly, but very strategically, they start sowing seeds of doubt in your mind to say to yourself, at the end of the day, if school is only a way to achieve self-sufficiency and to make money, there are many other ways for you to make money. How about you start looking at other job opportunities How about you start looking at maybe becoming a bricklayer or a fisherman? And before you know it, you start embracing this as your next best option. You say to yourself, I'm going to do the bare minimum at the end of the day because I don't need all these fancy grades to become a fisherman. So you go on to become a fisherman. You go on to work in a factory. But you start working in a factory and you start working for a manager, a supervisor, or someone who's also trying to belittle you. Tell you that yes, you don't have what it takes to reach my position to be a supervisor. You don't have what it takes to become a manager as far as this particular facility is concerned. You don't have what it takes to become a director as far as our operation is concerned. So what you have to do is you have to downgrade your ambition. You have to simply start seeing yourself as an employee, or basically as a regular fisherman, collecting your paycheck every single Friday and to go on to provide the strict and basic minimum for your family. And before you know it, you become one of these people who are emotionally detached from their jobs. And over time, you become miserable. Why? Because you have bought into what someone else was actually trying to put in your brain. And you stop seeing yourself as someone who's worthy of making something happen. So you start believing that you don't have what it takes to go on to make something happen on your own. Because you start saying to yourself, I'm barely good enough for this job. How could I go on to make something happen on my own? I'm going to fail. And you stop taking chances. And before you know it, your time comes. You are wheeled into a retirement home and you become one of the most miserable people out there, because you start looking now back at your life and says, my goodness, all they were saying was not true. I could have gone on to make something happen as far as my life is concerned. So before you get to that particular place, let's just slow down and look at something that you can consider as a strategy. I will simply call it a 6-step strategy when it comes to how to bet on yourself and to change the narrative as far as being emotionally detached from your work or being miserable in your workplace, to start seeing yourself as the type of person who can take the leap of faith and make great things happen. A 6-step strategy. Number 1, go back to your drawing board. Go back to a place where you can look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself the key question: what is the goal? Because if you can identify on paper what the goal is, the goal is going to be basically the trigger that's going to cause you to start taking a series of steps of action. Go back to the drawing board again and ask yourself the key question: what is the vision, or what are the goals? And once you identify the goals, give yourself permission now to go to the next level, which is basically say to yourself, over the next few hours, over the next few days, over the next few weeks, I'm going to be taking a few actions that's going to get me closer to my goals. That's number 2. And from the action, you have to say to yourself, I'm going to be working not just on my own, but I'm going to seek mentorship. I'm going to look for someone who's been there as far as what I'm trying to achieve is concerned, so they can guide me when it comes to the right action I need to take and the right mindset I need to take when it comes to getting to that particular place I'm trying to reach. M for mentorship. And M also for measurement, because whatever you cannot measure, you cannot improve. So you have to come to a place where you say to yourself, yes, I'm taking X number of action on a daily basis, X number of action on a weekly basis. How are this action taking me closer to my particular goal? Number 1. Number 2, how many goals, how many actions were I supposed to take today? And how many actions did I take today? What was the quality of this action I took as far as my goals are concerned? And this is the type of measurement you have to create for yourself. next one is going to be A for simply getting to a place where you're going to do something key. There's a CEO that I admire very much, Jensen Wang. He said something key when he was speaking to a bunch of students at Stanford. He said the following: if you really want to make something great happen as far as life is concerned, then you have to wish for a healthy dose of failures, headaches. Because unless and until you come to a place where you are dealing consistently with setbacks and challenges, you are never going to come to manifest the fullness of what you are carrying. And I so believe that what he's saying is true. Because most people out there, they will say to you, come work with me, and within a few weeks, months, I'm going to be helping you make X amount of money. But they are not really telling you that yes, you're going to be reaching that place where you'll be making all this money. But you'll be also going through something key, which is absolutely important to consider: failure. And A, as far as this formula is concerned, is simply you have to come to a place where you have to embrace a healthy or develop a healthy appetite for failures. Because failure is precisely what's going to help you challenge yourself to become the best version of who you were called to be. Because if everything on a daily basis is going your way, you are not going to grow when it comes to character. You are not going to grow when it comes to refining your vision. You are not going to grow when it comes to really pinpointing exactly what the goals were. You are not going to grow as an individual. You are not going to be able to come to a place where you see, you really knows, but be able to focus on that one particular tune you're supposed to produce. And this is something you can only achieve through a series of setbacks and failures. That's A for appetite for failure. And S for what? Scalability. Once you've been able to now put something together and success start coming your way, you have to simply resist the temptation to play small and say to yourself consistently, how can I scale this? Or how can I take this to the next level? And it's only when you're doing that consistently or applying these gammas, strategies, that slowly but surely you're going to come to a place where you're now taking this leap of faith. Because you have goals, you have action to attend to, you have mentors to help you focus on what's important. You have a sense of measurement to make sure that yes, you are measuring what you are doing. You have a healthy appetite for failures. And ultimately, no matter what you are achieving, you say to yourself, I'm making now $100,000. How can I find a way to start saving some money or reinvest in my business? Because the goal is to scale and take my life to the next level. And once you start doing that consistently, my friend, slowly but surely you're gonna now exit this group of people that's simply miserable as far as the work is concerned, but never taking the bold step of actually going to the next level. Let me now just end with two stories, and I'm just gonna end this presentation. In 1956, when this young man, Abebe Bikila, heard for the first time that there was an event called the Summer Olympics, and he wanted to participate in the next one coming up in 1960. He realized quickly that yes, I can see what the goal is. I can see what the action is supposed to be. But I also need a mentor to coach me to my next level. And in this case, he found a Swedish guy who became his coach and guided him to transform himself from just being one of the members of the Imperial Guard to seeing himself now as an elite athlete. That was simply a process through which he was able to acquire all the skills he needed to get to the next level. That's number one. Example number two, in the early 1940s, when the young man by the name of Sidney Poitier realized that yes, he wanted to become an actor, but after what he experienced on his first audition, he realized that he was lacking something key. He needed to learn how to read properly. So one day, as he's just minding his own business on his place of work, working as a dishwasher, during a break, An elderly Jewish man asked him, "Young man, what is the newspaper talking about?" He confided in the young man. The old man simply says, "I don't know how to read." And the Jewish man simply said to him, "Don't worry about it. I'm going to be your coach. I'm going to be a mentor. I'm going to help you reach a place where you're going to start reading properly. I'm not going to be able to give you all the skills that you need to become an actor, but I'm going to give you the basic that you need in order for you to feel more comfortable and to feel more confident when it comes to all this audition you're going to go to." And guess what? After acquiring this minimum set of skills, he went on to simply go back to the simplest of audition and secure employment in exchange for working as a janitor. Now they were teaching him how to become an actor, and from that point, sky became the limit. And I'm gonna stop right here. But before I go, now I would like to hear back from you. Please tell me in the comment section, what is this one thing that you have done as far as your own life is concerned when it comes to taking the leap of faith from where you are to where you want to go, and let me know how it went. Number one. Number two, if you are simply in the process of taking this leap of faith from where you are to the next level, please tell us exactly where you are. Tell me where you are, what the challenges are, and how we can ultimately come alongside to help you take this dream and turn it into the reality it was so meant to be. Because at the end, I was saying in a few videos, in order for you to reach a particular place as far as success is concerned, you simply have to transform yourself and become the vehicle through which success is going now to be manifested. All right, and that's simply a process of transformation. Start seeing yourself as a kind of person, as a kind of vessel through which success is going to be manifested. And now go back to a place where you identify for yourself what the goals are, what the action are going to be, who the mentors are going to be, how are you going to measure yourself, how are you going to develop a healthy appetite for failures, and last but not least, are you going to scale whatever success you're going to have as far as your life is concerned. All right, much love everyone. The best is here to come, but not for the best to be manifested. Now for you to take yourself to the next level, you have to simply be bold when it simply comes to believing in yourself, seeing yourself as the kind of person who can make it big in life, and start taking basically this gamma's formula to take yourself slowly but surely from wherever you are all the way to the next level, to the mountaintop where you so beloved. Much love everyone. I'm out.